Delito, chuma chuma, achuma. Okay. Um, how y'all doing today? With this afternoon, I just want to share something with you guys. I get a lot of requests for headdress, and so for me, well, there are two different types of headdresses. There are the Native American style headdress, which are the big feathers that flow all the way down, and they're beautiful. It takes a lot to make those. And there's also what I call the American Indian headdress, where it's more of what I would hate to say. I hate to say tobacco Indian. I've heard that term said before. Tobacco Indian headdress, such as these, that the feathers go straight up. As you know, most of our people, the American Indians, we wore these type. We didn't really wear the war bonnet that goes all the way, flow all the way down. Um, so we wore mostly these types here, where they go up, or if you was to turn it around, they'd be more of a cone shape. I think the ladies would, the women in our nation would wear the more cone shape, and the men would wear the more this style right here, this style right here. And so I get a lot of questions about making them, and so I make it. So I don't make the war bonnets. Um, I think I just kind of leave that to the American. I mean, to the Native American Indians. They do the headdresses, and they're beautiful, and the war bonnets are amazing. But for us, our people, we do the more or less this type here, and so that's what I'm doing. I try to stay on point with our people, and for some of our people, they didn't even wear headdresses or bonnets. They more were most of a like kind of a wrap around with maybe something like this with a wrap around it, and so some of our people wore those. Um, but and like I said, the term the tobacco Indian style headdress, I hate that term. I really do, because these were more indigenous, and we never really call them tobacco Indian. That's more of colonizers' um, word for us when they took us and they started making tobacco products with them, and they would use this style of a headdress, and they put it on copper color Indian, and for their advertisement of certain tobaccos, whatever they wanted to sell. So, so just going into to making these, I just what I do is I choose the most finest feathers there are, quality feathers. Now my sister Kim Sullivan, she sent me a whole box of Kim. Thank you, sister. A whole box of turkey feathers which she hunted during turkey season, and she sent them to me, thinking about her brother, and with no charge, no nothing. But in return, also made her grandson a headdress to say thank you, sister. Because whenever someone gives us something, we always reciprocate with the gift with equal or more value. That's just how our people are. Because times were so hard back then that if somebody give you something, it's only right for you to give them something back. And I continue with that transition. And so she gave me a whole box of feathers that she cleaned her own self. That she harvested the turkey her own self, and she plucked the feathers her own self, and she cleaned the feathers her own self, and she sent me a whole box of these. So I was able to do my crafts. And sister, you are so valued for to me. And so I, like I said, I reciprocated with a gift back for her grandson. I made him a headdress. So just say, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. And but thank you again, Kim. Thank you. And but if you can see, these are prime quality feathers, straight from wilderness, from the straight from the wilds of Clark County, Arkansas. She is an excellent hunter, and a most even more better sister and friend. So, like I said, I take all these, and so I what I do is I position them, each one of them, to where I want them to be. And so when I get through putting them together, and I hand sew them, I use this artificial sinew, which is so very strong, and I do a I I do what I call a saddle stitch. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. Or sometimes I'll do an over switch, or over and in, over and around, over and around. So with that being said, I just everything is handmade, and it takes a lot of time to do these. And so, but quality, integrity, honesty, and honor are my mottos. If anyone knows that about me, they know that it's true. I always make sure that everyone is satisfied. But I just like to show you guys the process of making these. And so, like I say, I pick all the fine plume feathers, and then I also do the stitching. After that, then I'll do the final, like putting whatever's requested for the headdress, is for effigy of whoever wants it, or you know, the things that make the people that make it endear to them. And so I'm making this one for my brother, and and so I just wanted to kind of show y'all how the process is. Once I do that, I'll put whatever else is wanted on here, and I'll stitch it all together and make sure all the feathers are in the right. And I try to do the best job I can, because I love all my brothers and sisters, and I want them to have exactly what they wanted. And I'll do that to my due diligence. So that's just something from the White Chief to show you guys um, the process. I really didn't go too deep into it because I don't have much time on here. But so just I always think of the White Chief and his family, and I think of you guys, your families, and peace and love from the Peace Chief. You guys take care.